Kathy Wood says OpenAI, the maker of ChatGPT, is a fundamental hold for the future. So obviously OpenAI is a private company and you have to be an accredited investor to own it. Now, by the way, her ARK Venture Fund apparently is open to investors who can invest at least $500. So I just found out there's this Titan app where you can get access to private credit and things like that. I'm going to look more into it. But I wanted to mention DXYZ because this was one of the biggest stories of the past week and also one of the biggest bad investments that I've ever made in my life. So I think I'm down. Yeah, I think I'm down 60%. But I want to make sure before we get your take on this, I want to make sure everyone knows what we're talking about here. So DXYZ is an ETF essentially that bought a bunch of privately held shares of companies. So SpaceX is their biggest holding, but they also have OpenAI. They have Stripe, which is one of the big private payment companies. It competes with Shopify. And it jumped to a huge price from it. I think it started around $4 and it jumped to like $100. But NAV is important. So NAV is an important concept when we look at something like this. So what is the actual value of the holdings within this ETF? Well, the actual value puts the ETF at a value of about $4, but it jumped to a value of $100. So what we have here is investors who are extremely excited to get liquid access to private markets. I think I did my initial buy around $100, and now I believe it's trading around $30 or $40. So I've lost like 60% on this. What are your thoughts
just bought
on
at
this?
the wrong time.
Yeah, but no, that's 100%.
I mean, you're making a really good point that I was trying to verbalize earlier, is that we're James, when you're buying these companies, and one of your arguments is that, well, I'm just going to go by the facts. I'm just going to go by the purchase or the EPS, and that's what's going to drive what the stock is trading at, Kai. That's just what's going to, and my point is that that's not all of it. It's a market, right? It's a market. And
but that's not what we're talking about here. Destiny is a meme stock. It is a meme. It's not even a stock. It's an ETF. And it went from, so people shot it up. I'm looking at the chart now.
Well, my point is people can shoot a stock up. That's my only point. That's my only point is buyers can come in and drive the price of a stock up. Whether the stock is actually valued at that, should be valued at that or not. And so you have to be both careful and mindful that this is a market. This is a market.
But there's a big difference between something like NVIDIA, which is leading the market, or Microsoft, and Clorox, which is a meme stock, or AMC, which is a meme stock, and now Destiny.
Did that happen with Tesla?
Tesla is somewhere in between.
Dogecoin, you know a lot about crypto. Dogecoin?
Tesla is somewhere in between being a meme stock and being one of the most important companies in the world. So what I would say is this is a very unique situation, this Destiny ETF. It's something that we need to keep an eye on because it's doing something new. It's giving people access to private markets, giving people access to owning OpenAI and SpaceX. And they never had that access before. That excitement led to an unreasonable jump in the price, and now it's crashing. But I'm looking for a base. Honestly, if this base is around $20, I'm gonna admit I've already bought a little bit more since it dropped to like 60 and now it's at 38. So I'm still losing money, but I want to find the bottom in this thing. I really want to find the bottom, and I want to invest in this. The NAV thing is an issue, and a lot of people would tell me just don't buy it above NAV. Like if its market cap is currently above what the true value of the underlying holdings are in this ETF, just don't buy it, is what people would say. I don't know if I agree with that. I think having access, there's a premium to just having access to privately held companies, because usually you and I, we would need $2 million, just $2 million just towards that particular asset in order to buy it privately in the private markets, and we just don't have that access. So having that access actually comes at a premium.
Well, and there's you said it the better. There's a certain amount of fervor that can drive up the price of a stock. In regards to the excitement it presents, and everything else that's other than fundamentals. And so that is one of the things to watch out for when being a trader, is geopolitical things that may have nothing to do in regards to the fundamental analysis of the stock, but that can cause the stock to drop or rise. And that's one of the reasons why you watch the news. We stay glued to CNBC, MSNBC, those. So it's interesting. Let's keep an eye on that one. We may have to do a podcast on that.